clearly, Sabha Naqvi, the fact is that last time around when this question was raised, and let me tell you, the Prime Minister's been talking about one nation, one poll for several years. In fact, when he first came to power in 2014, since then he's been propagating this theory that it gives uninterrupted time to governments, to keep taking decisions. Otherwise, you have model codes of conduct which very often stop the development work. So, it's not the first time he's talked about it, and if it were to come in, it wouldn't take anybody by surprise because it's been spoken about before. And in the past, the Samajwadi Party, which is in alliance or in the India alliance, backed it in 2018. The BRS, not in the India alliance, also backed it. BJD backed it. YSR Congress backed it. So there are several people who have backed on different occasions the one nation, one poll idea. Do you think, without even going into total constitutional amendments, the government can do a trial? Because most of the 12 states would either agree, because they include Andhra, Odisha and all of these states, and the others are NDA states which can go to polls in 2024. Would the BJP have made a point then?
Navika, the BJP can surely try, because as you're saying, we all know that the idea has been around for a long time, especially since Prime Minister Narendra Modi became the dominant face of the BJP, because he is a dominant sort of absolute leader kind of a figure. So that idea has been around, whereas the old BJP of Vajpayee played around with the federal idea. This kind of an idea is not a great time in case you need allies. Number one, I'll say that. But however, the session of parliament, as Smita is saying, I suspect will be about Chandrayaan, will be about G20. It will be the Prime Minister getting the cameras on him, so on and so forth. Now, if you want to do something really radical, bring the women's reservation bill in. Then you really stun everybody and you throw them off all their games. I'm just putting out an idea here. If you really want to make radical changes, then you can do something like that. But I don't think that this one nation, one poll is practically going to be possible. Of course, in theory, we can have all sorts of theory, but it's not legally viable. None of the opposition states are going to agree, even to extend their terms. That's just how politics is. So it's not going to work out unless, the BJP can certainly curtail the terms of Maharashtra and Haryana Assembly and have it with the general election, presuming they're not going for an early election. Now, if they go for an early election, it's even more interesting, because then that tells you that the Ram Mandir issue, which peaks in January, they don't feel the need to have that issue at this point, that is going to be about the Prime Minister and it's going to be about welfare schemes. That's going to be the pitch. Of course, Hindu Asta is always there in the game. If there is an early election, we don't know. Does anyone here know for certainty? In fact, I'd like your opinion on it, Navika. Do you think there's going to be an early election? I personally think that the BJP is going to play every card. We are in election season and every day we're going to speculate. And anyway, so it's not doable. This one nation, one poll is not practically constitutionally doable.
You're saying it's not practically possible, but I think it will be the kind of action that will spread disarray in the opposition ranks.